Hello, welcome. Today we'll be working on a few movements that will strengthen the rear shoulder and the back of the upper arms. We'll be strengthening muscles that rotate the arm bone laterally at the shoulder socket. Infraspinatus and teres minor are two of those. We'll also be working a little bit of the triceps and the rear deltoids as we bring the arms back. First thing we'll do is find a comfortable seated position. So I would like you to use a yoga block really specifically, or you can do it seated in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. If you are using the yoga block, we'll place it in this position, the low level of the block. Have a seat. There are a few options for the feet. If you're comfortable, you can sit cross-legged. If your knees have issues, then it will be better off to have the legs in front of you, and then when we get to the part where we strap the band around the feet, you could strap the band around the balls of the feet so that it doesn't flip back. If you're a-okay with the knees, then what we'll do is we'll have another option of folding the feet along either side of the block. The reason I like the block is that you can rock side-side for a second and get a sense for your sitting bones, right? With your hands on your pelvis. If your pelvis was a bowl, you could spill water out of the back of the pelvic bowl and then get on top of the sitting bones and the bowl is level. If you spill water out of the front of the pelvic bowl and then come right back to the center, you can really find a neutral, relatively neutral pelvis if you do a little bit of that rocking and find on the block your sitting bones. So from the sitting bones being grounded, we're going to lengthen long beyond the top of the head, and we're going to use today a band, a thera band. You can use the lightest weight you can find, which is usually a yellow band or a red band, but you can check the tension to make sure that it's a very lightweight band. The lighter weight bands are going to affect the smaller muscles that cross the shoulder joint, and that's going to be our goal today. We'll start with the palms up, lengthening long through the spine. Elbows are going to stay tight to the ribs. I want you to feel wide across the collarbones. And we're going to just stretch the band to the sides 10 times. And 2, and 3, and 4. Watch not to let the elbows come away from the ribs. And 6, and 7. Try to keep the neck relaxed. And 9. On 10, you're going to come out and hold it, holding it for 4 counts, and 3, and 2, and 1. Switching. You're going to take the band, and you're going to place it underneath your knees. Right? If you have the feet forward again, remember you can do the same thing with the band on the balls of the feet. So with the band secured, you're going to pull your hands to your hips and pin your elbows back. Bring your elbows back. I like to think of a skiing gunslinger. If your hands were at your hip sockets, at your, I like to think of it, my nickname for this is the skiing gunslinger. If you think of an old-time cowboy western, your holsters would be about there at the hips. It's very easy for you to want to have your hands forward, but I really do want them right at your hips. Right? So sitting up tall, elbows are pinned back for wind resistance. So we're going to lengthen and lift and reach the body a little bit forward. Keeping those elbows pinned back, you're going to just press the arms straight. The elbows stay in place, and then bend. And 2, and 3, and 4. This is 5, and 6, 2 more, and 7. 1 more, 8. We're going to hold it back. And then we're going to lift the arms straight up. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And let's go ahead and repeat the whole series again. So taking the band, palms up, elbows stay tight, and stretch the band 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6. Check to make sure you're lengthening through the spine. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Switching the grip, securing the band, hands to hips, long spine, and tip the torso forward. Elbows stay pinned back, and press it back 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Stay back on 1, and let's go lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's get ready for our last and final round. Palms up, elbows stay tight, stretch at 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Come out on 1 and hold it for 4. Hold it 3. Try to keep the neck relaxed. 2, and 1. Release and switch. And press it back. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. Stay out on 10. And let's go lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. By now you should be really feeling that your shoulders have worked. Right? You want to keep, again, the neck relaxed. Thank you for joining me for a little bit of strength for the rotator cuff and the rear shoulder, rear arm. Namaste.